When the blind watchmaker Richard Dawkins said, and I quote, he said, "The simplest life has the amount of specified complexity in it of over 1,000 complete sets of encyclopedias." So to me, saying that that came about on its own is like literally saying that this library that we're in came about by an explosion in a printing shop.
Each of those little tiny cells is more complicated than a space shuttle.
Let's say, for example, you and I went to a lab and I said, okay, we're going to throw DNA, RNA, and even some membranes in a can of soup. This is what life is made out of, is DNA, RNA, and membranes. If I was to put all that together, it would not create life. And in fact, they've never created life. So let me ask you this. Well, even if we did create life, wouldn't that mean there was an intelligence behind it? Well, that situation would have had to taken place at some point in history.
But I mean, there's...
So you're telling me there's intelligence that created life?
O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science falsely so called.
The Bible tells us to avoid oppositions of science falsely so called. So what is it? And my question for people who believe in theistic evolution would be, well then what's the science falsely so called? It's pretty obvious what that is to any reasonable person, that that's the Big Bang, evolution.
Agnostic astronomer Robert Gastro said, and I quote, he said, "Astronomers now find that they've painted themselves into a corner because they have proven by their own methods that the universe began abruptly in an act of creation to which it can trace the seeds of every star, every planet, every living thing in this cosmos and on the earth. And they have found that this is a product of forces they cannot hope to discover." Why is an agnostic astronomer saying that supernatural forces are at work and that it's a scientific fact?
I am trying to get the atheists to see that the Big Bang and evolution is faith-based, because we all have faith. I choose to put my faith in the Lord Jesus Christ. They choose to put their faith in science falsely so called.
It's crazy, a lot of these scientists that are, science falsely so called, the religion they promote, they do this all in the name of science. Their idea of science is a religion.